Hey everybody, it's Bill and Pam from Country Living Newbie Custom Decor. And I get to say Bill and Pam, not Pam and Bill, because today we're going to focus on some of my expertise. We're in the shop instead of the studio, so we're going to be doing a little bit of carpentry. So in the shop, I've got a lot of tools. There's about $60,000 worth of tools in here. Most of you folks don't have that. You know, I've collected these things over my lifetime. So I'm going to try to focus on using some basic tools, or maybe some power tools that everybody may either have accessibility to, maybe already have themselves, or can go out and purchase a $40 jigsaw or something like that. So over the past few weeks, people may have seen this. Not this piece of furniture, but what this piece of furniture is sitting on. Can you get a little... Can you see that?
Got it.
This is the Lazy Susan. And several folks have said, I want one. Make one for me. Ship one to me. How much are they? You know, I don't want to hurt you, but I need one of those. So instead, you can't ship them. They're too heavy. They're too bulky. So we're going to show you guys how to build your own. Everything all right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So just this piece of furniture on here is just to show you what the Lazy Susan does. So let's get this off of here.
Deb wants to know if this one's hers.
You know what, Deb, you pay for shipping.
There you go.
You know, we can make one for you.
Oh, you heard it here.
Yeah, I don't mind making them. They're fun to make. They're fairly easy to make. It's just, you know, materials and the shipping costs. What do you think the shipping would cost on
I don't know. We'll try to get some, we got to get a weight and a measurement and stuff, but.
Yeah, we'll try that. But...
Yeah.
All right.
And guys, please give us hearts and share. And if you think someone might like to see this, please share it as we kind of build this page up and Bill's DIY videos here. Thanks, guys. All right, I'll shut up now.
So we're going to be doing carpentry on
Wednesdays.
And Pam's DIY will be on Sunday. But we figured since this is basically for you painters in particular, we'll do this on our regular page, on the DIY page.
Yep, it'd be Woodworking Wednesdays.
Woodworking Wednesdays.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, so the one that we built for Pam, I built out of a spool. Now this is just sitting on top, but it gives you an idea of what it was. If you don't have access to a spool, we're going to show you how to make one out of a regular 2x2 piece of plywood. So let's talk about some of the things that we're going to need.
Do you want me to yell questions out as they come?
Yeah, if you think they're pertinent questions that might have to do with
it. Amber said she's made one on a smaller scale before.
Yeah.
So she's assuming this would be the same way.
More than likely. I mean, if it was made with one of these metal Lazy Susans, then yes.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about some of the things we're going to need. Let me scooch over here. Materials. You're either going to need a spool, or the top of a spool, or a 2 foot by 2 foot by 3/4 inch piece of plywood. You can get them at Home Depot, the 2x2 piece of plywood. You can get them at Home Depot for, I think, about 15 bucks.
You just answered Amber's question. Is that hardware from Home Depot? Probably the spinner.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
In fact, the one in Spring Hill has one left. You're going to need another piece of plywood, and it doesn't have to be 3/4 of an inch. This happens to be, the one that we're going to be using is just 1/2 inch, and it's approximately 16 by 16. If you don't have the ability to cut the wood, you can use another piece of 2 foot by 2 foot 3/4 inch piece of plywood or 1/2 inch piece of plywood. You're going to need the Lazy Susan mechanism. Lazy Susan mechanism. What did I say?
Lazy Susie.
Susie. Yeah.
Susie Smith, are you on? He wasn't calling you lazy if you are.
Lazy. I don't know how much those are. They were a couple years ago about $5. They, with the inflation and everything, they probably $27, $28 now.
Yeah, really.
They're probably $5 or $6 still. You're going to need some, like a box of 3/4 inch wood screws. And you're going to need a 2-inch finish nail. And that's nothing more than this. All right, as far as our tools, hammer, tape measure, Phillips screwdriver, drill or screw gun, drill bits, in particular a 3/8 drill bit, a straight edge, a pencil, some sandpaper. If you didn't have the 2x2 piece of lumber, or you wanted to cut things down, you might need a circular saw, a jigsaw, and you might need what's called a Craig Jig Rip Guide.
Woo!
Which, if we have time, we'll show folks how to...
The language.
Yeah, I know, it's all... Everything has weird names. But most of this stuff, at least this stuff for tonight, is stuff that most folks have. And that's everything that you see right over here.
Whoop.
And you don't even need... You do need the drill. You don't need the drill driver or the screwdriver, but you will need at least one of these. All right.
So Elizabeth says, was just looking at them today. They're still around $5 or $6.
Oh, good.
Hey, Miss Janelle. Getting close, girl. Yay.
What's getting close?
Janelle, big old day. Big day coming up. What's the big day?
Halloween?
Halloween. Yes, Halloween. All right. Yes, Deb. He has a pretty nice workshop out here.
Yeah, it's.
We'll give you a panoramic at the end.
Yeah, I'm happy.
6 days.
This is our Lazy Susan mechanism. It's ball bearings, and it's got holes for the screws on both sides. What we're going to do is, because probably people are going to just go ahead and, if they're going to do this, they'll just use a 2x2 piece of plywood other than a spool. Let's use the plywood.
So by 2x2, you mean 2 foot by 2 foot
2
square?
2 foot by 2 foot.
Okay.
2 foot, 2 foot.
Gotcha.
The first thing we're going to do is find our center point. So we're going to grab a straight edge. We're going to go right up to the corners and make a line.
Thank you for the likes and hearts, guys.
Whoops.
We love y'all.
All right. Whoa. 2 lines, and I messed up that line. But that's our center point. Are you able to see down on top?
Yeah, pretty good. It's just it's a little dark, but yeah. Hey, Nancy.
So what we're going to do is these 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to line them up right on the lines. Can you see?
Yeah, guys, and you know, I'm usually in front of the camera, so if I need to like adjust or zoom in or something, let me know. We got to work on a little bit of lighting, but I mean, I can see it with the X and the, yeah.
Okay, so can you see where these line
Deb
up with the lines?
says she can see. Yeah, so your holes are lined up with your lines. Yes.
So as long as those holes are lined up, you are centered. And even if you're not 100% centered, it would be close enough. We're just going to pencil in those holes. Remove our Lazy Susan. And we're going to get our drill.
Yay, power tools.
Yay, power tools. Who doesn't love power tools?
We women like our power tools.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Michelle.
I'm using an 1/8 inch bit. And right where I made those holes, those pencil marks, we're going to drill, not all the way through the material, just enough to get started.
Right, Janelle? Janelle said, genius tip. Thanks, Bill. I would have made so much work out of just that. Nancy says, what size is the Lazy Susan that we're making?
the mechanism?
I think the
this?
board.
2 foot by 2 foot.
Yeah.
And again.
And this one's square, but.
This one is. Yikes! That was sharp. Ooh. Whatever that was.
Ooh, did you get a splinter?
Yeah, oh, I'm bleeding again.
Oh, jeez.
Is
there a nurse in the house? Oh, the mechanism. You're right. She wanted to know the mechanism.
It's a small mechanism. It can be a large mechanism. It doesn't matter. I'm using this size because that's the only one Home Depot had, and it was cheap. So the spool is probably the least. If you can do the 2 by 2, because again, if you're using this, you don't have it coming out like a 2 by 2 piece of plywood would. So if you're using a larger table, like an end table that might be larger, it might go beyond, the feet might go beyond the spool. So if you're using this, it gives you that extra length that the spool doesn't have.
Yeah, and when I use it, the spool has holes in the top.
Yeah.
So yeah. Can you just maybe measure that, the mechanism? There's some questions. Is it 4?
6
inch.
inch.
6 inch. Yeah, 6 inch mechanism.
All right, so now that we've got our holes drilled, we're going to go to our second piece of plywood. This one happens to be 15 by 15. It can be 2 foot by 2 foot. It really doesn't matter. But you shouldn't just have it like sitting on itself, because it becomes very wobbly. So if it's screwed to a base, it becomes more stable. All right, so let's go to this piece, and we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did on the other piece.
Yeah, Deb, I don't know. There might be a good nurse around here somewhere. Maybe.
I hope so. Boy, I really...
It's too far from your heart. You're fine.
Tore myself up.
You're fine.
Oh, I got a mosquito.
Oh, good, because I'm getting bit.
Yeah, our garage door is open. Oh. All the lights are on. All right, same thing. We're going to line these holes up. On the lines. Actually, make sure you use the opposite side.
I was going to say, how do you remember what holes?
Because if you see, one side has 2 sets of holes.
Oh, okay.
This side only has 1 hole.
Okay.
And when we did on the larger piece, we used these holes. So now we're going to use the opposite holes. And we're going to line those up.
Hi, Debbie. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you guys.
Now, as it happens to be, I've already drilled the holes for this.
You're no fun.
I live with that every day. And these are the holes that we're going to drill first. Or that we're going to... these are the screws we're going to put in first. Have a couple here. Yes.
We can put a list of the materials and tools in the description.
Yeah.
After we're done.
Sure can.
So your screws are...
We're lining up. These are
3/4
inch.
3/4 inch wood screws.
All right. Now that spins. Now, how are we going to screw this onto that.
How are we?
Well, let's find out.
Hi, Isabel. Good morning.
So remember that nail we were talking about? We're going to line this up and we're going to turn it like that.
So it makes a star.
So it kind of makes a star.
So
That,
Mike is asking 3/4, number 8, 10, or 12.
for this particular one, it's probably a 6.
Okay. What does that mean? For...
That's actually the width of the screw.
Oh, okay.
The lengths are always in inches, 3/4, 1 inch, whatever. But the width is, so the thinner the screw, the lower the number.
Gotcha.
So we're going to take this, now that we've got it like a star, we're going to take this nail and we're going to hold it right here. And I'm just going to give it a tap and then release it. We're going to go back. And now we've got our little nail hole.
Ah.
Now we're going to change our bit to a 3/8 bit.
All these secrets you're giving away?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing that. And I'm going to not do it on my workbench. I'm going to hold it over so it sticks out past the bottom of this, just so my drill bit doesn't drill through the top of our laser.
That looks like a ginormous drill bit.
It's 3/8 of an inch.
Yeah. Okay. We do love you, Deb. Love all you guys. That's why we do it.
Well, I'm doing it because you told me to. All right, we're going to take this again, and we're going to line up the hole with the hole that we just drilled.
I'm going to move over a little bit here.
And we're going to take another screw. Whoops.
We'll see you later, Janelle. Enjoy your movie.
We're going to put the screw on the screwdriver, and we're going to go through that hole.
Hang on. Oh, okay.
And into that.
It's hard for me to move this. I'm afraid.
Do we see?
Can you guys see that? Can you turn it more? There we go. Okay, got it.
So now that that screw is in there, we're going to line that up.
Did you guys know all this was involved in this Lazy Susan?
Yeah, she just thinks I build stuff for her like,
I didn't
what
even
took you
know.
so
Like,
long?
build me a Lazy Susan. What the heck's taking so long? 2 pieces nailed together, good to go. No.
yeah, this is a little harder unless I'm looking straight down on it.
All right, so we're lining up what?
We're lining up the screw with the holes that we drilled on our first piece.
Okay. Deb says it's easier just to have you build us all one.
Easy for who?
Hey, we want to know who the first person is that watches this that builds one of these. We want to see it. Maybe we'll do like a little giveaway. If someone builds one, right? We'll give something away. I don't know what. And no pressure, Bill, but you have about 130 people on.
Wow. That's,
Minus 100.
That's more expected. All right, here we go.
All right, hang on. Let me get in here.
And we're just going to use hand tools because why not?
I mean, so everything we've used up until now, really, drill gun and screw gun, right?
Mosquito.
I know, they're all over out here.
All right, so now that that first one is in, now we're going to turn it until I get to the next screw hole. And then we're going to take another screw.
I'm probably doing one tomorrow, but I'll be cheating and buying a 2x2 round instead. Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Now the round is going to be a little bit harder.
The round's going to be harder?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Even though I'm making this...
You're making this look awful hard.
Awful hard.
No. Well, the good thing is when you watch this on replay, you can stop and, you know, go along with it. We'll put this on YouTube, too.
This is the hardest part of the whole thing.
Lining up the...
Just getting the screw to go in, and I may cheat.
He's going to cheat? All right,
Cheat.
let's watch. Let's see what he's going to do with cheating. What are you doing?
I'm putting a bunch of magnets on my screwdriver. These are rare earth magnets. They're very strong. They're not rare.
Oh.
It's just, I'm the only one that has them. They're called rare earth magnets.
The heck is a rare earth magnet?
And that will actually help the screw stay on to the end of the screwdriver.
Oh, wow. All right, everybody go out and get some rare earth magnets. Wow.
Home Depot has them as well.
Home Depot. Give us free stuff.
And so much easier.
Wow.
To get that in there. And once you got 2 of them in, the rest of them should be easy to find. Yep, there's another one.
Right, Janelle? I know.
Ah, so much easier.
Rare earth magnet. I'm like...
You keep answering people like, "Hey, that's right, Janelle," or like,
well,
I don't know what you're saying.
I can't tell you some of the stuff.
All right, we got 3 in. We're going to turn to our last one. There it is.
Why would the round be harder to do?
It's harder to find the center.
Oh, because you don't have the corners to... Yeah.
So in that situation, you would need...
You have the spool, right? With the... Where are you going? There you go. So Deb... Oh, I'll let you finish that question first and then I'll...
This is what I use to find the center of a circle.
Oh, didn't think of that.
The line is 45. This is 45 degrees, and the line is centered between that. So you'd get yourself a circle. Put this into the circle, and then you just take your pencil line and draw one here. Move it. Draw another line, move it again.
I mean, could you do that with a piece of cardboard if you're only making one where you don't have to...
Yeah, you probably could. You'd need a big square to make sure that you're you know, in something that measures a 45 degree angle.
Most of us just eyeball centers.
Yeah, and honestly, with something like this, eyeballing is probably close enough. But if you're off quite a bit and you try to center a piece of furniture on this, it's going to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to be able to spin it like you'd like to. All right, we've got all 4. Both sides done.
Whee!
That's it.
That's it. Lazy Susan.
Lazy Susan for furniture.
I guess that's it.
That's it.
All right, guys. Have a fabulous and blessed week.
Take care and God bless.
Bye now.